Darren, the roads are expected to be the most popular mode of holiday travel this weekend. I spoke to many that left the house a little early today. Yes, Darren and Kat, it is a beautiful day outside and the sun just feels so good. We've seen lots of people come up and down the waterfront going for a bike ride, getting a bite to eat. Kat, in the next couple of years, this food pantry behind me might look a little different, much like a warehouse. Well, Laura, as you can see, the snow is still coming down and it is quite literally up to my knees. I talked to some plow drivers today that told me they started their day at 6 a.m. Darren and Kiana, police are still ruling this a suspicious death investigation, and they still have not released the names of the victims. But people in this small little town have heard a lot of different things about the tragedy. Darren, the Winooski River is very high. You can hear the water flowing and all of the currents clashing together, and this area has been blocked off.
What did you find out?
Darren and Kiana, 52-year-old Mitchell Shedrick pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. Just your typical traffic out here before the snow starts to fall. And I talked to some garages today that told me that there are lots of people making appointments. Instructors are saying that teenagers don't really have an interest in getting their license these days. I'm Hailey Morgan, and I'll tell you what the DMV says about teen driving safety. Food shelves across the Champlain Valley are experiencing a shortage in donations this year and right before the holiday season. I'm Hailey Morgan, and I'll tell you what one organization is doing to encourage people to give more turkeys. This apartment building is just steps away from Church Street Marketplace, but on the inside, there's remnants of drugs, what could be bullet holes in the walls. Residents that I spoke to that live in the surrounding areas that didn't want to be on camera tell me that local landlords are cracking down on people that are causing problems. Now, the town is offering $25,000 to whoever has information leading to Mason's arrest. A father is pleading with the state of Vermont to get his son some help.
Yes, Devin did do wrong, whatever there. I feel there that he should be held accountable for what he's done. Yes, that I do. The way they're going about it and stuff like that there, they're going the wrong way about it.
On Saturday night, the Barrie City Police Department, along with the Vermont State Police and multiple agencies, arrested 22-year-old Devin Halleck at 879 North Main Street in Barrie. He was previously wanted for an incident where he crashed his vehicle into a Market 32 in Berlin. The police ended up having a standoff with Halleck for 2 hours while he was on the roof, and Halleck's father says he has a history of drug use and mental health issues.
If you do things wrong in life there, you have to pay the consequences. But as a child, whatever, as being my child there, I know there that Devin needs help.
In light of the recent crime uptick and the response to Halleck's arrest, the city has decided to hold a public safety forum for the community. In the last year, officials have seen a rise in retail theft, aggressive panhandling, drug and alcohol use, and disturbances. And according to police, the crime is coming from a group they see over and over again, and Halleck is one of those people.
Just our own agency, we have had, between 30, 50, sometimes 80 contacts with them. If you look at statistics with them dealing with other local agencies, such as Berlin, Barrytown, the state police, some of them have upwards of 130 to 150 police contacts.
And now, Barrie officials want to explore a public conduct ordinance to see if that could help alleviate problems in the future.
Basically what it does is it creates some additional enforcement measures in high sensitive areas. So as an example, it would create a buffer that you cannot panhandle within 50 feet of an ATM.
The meeting will be held on the second floor of Alumni Hall, starting at 5:30 on Monday the 13th. Reporting in Barrie, Hailey Morgan, Channel 3 News. Plow trucks are all over the roads.
And it was a pretty nasty drive-in, so I gave myself plenty of time waking up in the morning.
John Nosovich started his morning at 2:30 a.m. to get to work in his plow truck. He says this is the first real winter storm this season, and he won't stop cleanup until the snow stops falling from the sky.
The only thing I worry about is getting to the shop, you know, just because the roads are so nasty. I'll go from over in South Burlington, I'll go up to Essex, then I'll swing over to like northern Winooski, pretty much in Colchester.
According to officials, it was snowing all day Sunday across Vermont. Some places seeing 1 to 2 inches every hour. In places like Addison and Washington County, there were reports of high winds. People in the Champlain Valley can be seen shoveling their driveways like 16-year-old Caleb Burt, who took advantage of the snow to earn a little extra cash.
As many as I can do, until my back starts like to the point where it's hurting. That's when I would stop. I think this would be my 6th. Coming from where I'm from, my mom didn't always have that much kind of money, so it kind of helps me out.
And some decided to get out of the house to enjoy the snowfall.
Oh, love it. Big fan.
Yeah, it's wet and thick and the big flakes, which is fun. And our dog, Moose, has really been enjoying bounding around. You can't even see him in the big piles of snow, so.
I reached out to VTrans and Burlington Public Works for comment, and neither got back to me. Reporting in Burlington, Hailey Morgan, Channel 3 News. Animal lovers in the Northeast Kingdom were racing against time to rescue a dog.
I was out on the four-wheeler one day because I go out riding around quite a bit out there and around them fields, and I happened to see this dog with something on his head.
Paul Patnode was in his backyard when he saw a dog with a bucket on his head. When he tried to get close to the dog, it ran away. Patnode, who is paralyzed from the waist down, needed help pursuing the dog. And when he finally was able to get a picture, he went public.
I wanted the dog to, you know, get caught and taken care of because that pail had to come off his head, you know. The poor dog was, at that point, I could already see that it was quite skinny.
Derby Animal Control Officer Renee Falkner and her team searched Patnode's land for 8 straight days. Falkner estimates the dog, now known as Bucky, had been living in the woods for about a month. Now that he's found, Bucky is staying with Falkner for the time being. She says this rescue was one she'll never forget.
Knowing the container was on his head and not knowing what his ability to eat or drink was, what really, you know, drove me was the fact that he could die with this container on his head. I did not want to come out here on a recovery mission. I wanted to come out here on a rescue mission.
Bucky was able to survive by drinking and eating out of the top of the bucket. Rob Russell, creator of 2A TAC Air Ops, came all the way from New Hampshire with his drone to help with the search for 4 days. Eventually, the team was able to use a trap to catch him.
And there was just something about seeing that dog, you know, with a bucket on its head. And I don't know, I just felt like if there was a way I could help, I was willing to do it. I've done some tough ones. This is my most memorable to date.
Bucky is now being nursed back to health, and once he is ready, his supporters will be trying to find him a new home. That's right, Darren and Kiana. The hospital scaled back the program during the pandemic, but things have been back up and running 24/7. Town officials and advocates want to craft their own unique policy to address homeless encampments based on the situation and scenario people are living in. Well, the town of Richmond is having a hard time keeping police on the force. The two towns have talked about merging the two police departments. Kat, Head Start programs were not supposed to be affected by the Trump administration's funding freeze. 26-year-old Austin Rodriguez of Rutland was shot and killed at 43 Summer Street. Police say nobody is in custody.